Hi, my scrappy friends. It's Kim back from Memories in Time. Today I'm here just to have a really basic conversation about tools that you use when you're scrapbooking, card making, junk journaling, any kind of paper crafting. And so I have some product on my desk as well, but I want to real quickly focus on the tools that I'll be sharing with you in this hopefully quick video. So stamp chamois, you guys, if you follow me, you know I love my stamp chamois. This is, for me, a must-have. If you are a stamper, it's a must-have for you as well. And so I have a brand new one that's never been used, wet and in my plate, ready for me to show you how to use that. And then I am going to talk to you about the anti-static pouch. Love this little gem. It is a little gem. Love it. I am going to talk to you about the rub and remove eraser. I'm going to talk to you about, this is a small round water brush. I'm going to talk to you about that. The paper piercing tool, which I really need to degum mine. I use my paper piercing tool a lot for sticky things, and right there I just use my rub and remove. So here's a tip. Your rub and remove will remove any type of adhesive that is on any of your tools. If your scissors, even though these are the non-stick, eventually, after cutting through so much adhesive and stickers and things, they will gum up. Just use your rub and remove and it removes it. Fabulous. This is a must. Obviously, the micro tip precision scissors, and these things are extremely sharp. I mean, extremely sharp. So these are a must-have. We just released in the last 2 weeks the Close to My Heart tweezers. And what I like about them is they are not, they don't crisscross. Like the Cricut tweezers crisscross, and you have to push in to pull them apart. These are already apart, and you just push to grab. Love them. And the same way, if they get gunky, just use your rub and remove in there to get rid of the gunk. And then the next thing, obviously, is the Close to My Heart adhesive. This is non-refillable. It's consumable when you're finished. You just throw the whole thing away. This is the best adhesive ever. Obviously, I want to talk to you about the versatility in the VersaMat, the ways that you can use the VersaMat front and back. And this gem I could not live without. It's always on my desk under my VersaMat, just to be there, because I never know when on a whim I'm going to want to watercolor or I'm going to want to do spatters. And so this is perfect. I have to have this. Love, love, love it. So I am going to go ahead and get started with some of the tools. And one of the things that I want to share with you, and I just need to make sure that I am in and just overlook any of this gunk on this side. I have pulled Candy Apple Red just because it'll be easy for you to see on my mat. So one of the ways that I love using this mat is to directly put ink on it to watercolor with. So you can use Distress Oxide inks, you can use your dye base inks, you can use pigment inks, any kind of ink, texture paste, any kind of media that you want to use on your page, you can do it right on your mat. If you're going to be spraying with our sprays, or if you are going to be spattering, obviously you want to move this and just use this mat. I'm just, for the sake of this video, moving this one out of the way a little bit. And so there's a couple different ways that you can watercolor. One of the ways I'm going to show you right now is, and hopefully this you'll be able to see, there's some ink right there. And I am going to just grab my water brush and go right in, right on my mat. My mat becomes my palette. And I am going to pull this back in. Hopefully you can see him here. I'm just going to show you how Now, obviously, if I want this a deeper red, more red, I would add less water and more ink. But you get the idea. Like if you're watercoloring, you're just going to go right on your mat, pick up what you need. And I just grabbed this little guy because he was stamped already with intense black ink, and the ink was already dry, but you get the idea. So this is one way that you can use your VersaMat. Another way is to mix in texture paste. And let me just grab, I'm cleaning out my water brush, and I want to do this before I put it away so that I don't grab it the next time thinking it's clean and have some red ink in it. So the next way that I want to talk to you about this mat, and since I have this red ink, we'll just do the same thing. I'm just going to put some ink down, red ink, and I am going to grab a palette knife, and I'm just going to grab a little because I don't want to waste this. This is just for demonstration purposes. And here's another great tool, your palette knives. And so you just mix in. Ooh, and what a pretty shade that's going to be. You just mix in, and you do it right here on your mat. And the only cleanup you have to have is a paper towel and a wet wipe. That's it. Paper towel and wet wipe. So I'm going to grab, I have just a little, just so you can see. And even though that's candy apple, it looks a little more like a coral color. So in order to get your true color, you would have to add some more ink to that. But you get the idea. And then you can use your craft knife and just scrape up. I have a little low spot there. I'm sorry about that. You can just scrape it up. And now, here's how easy cleanup is. Paper towel. And then I always come back with a baby wipe just to make sure that that surface is really nice and clean. And there you go. That's cleanup. And as far as your craft knife goes, you just pull out a baby wipe. And there you go. Your craft knife is all clean. So the thing, I mean, like, these are super easy to work with, these tools. And this mat is, for me, a must. Okay, so that's just some ways that I use this. Also, I could, when I have my ink on there, I could pick up with my watercolor brush and spatter, and then that wipes right off. Love this. So the next thing I want to talk about is this VersaMat. She's a gem, okay? So when I am scrapbooking, let's pretend this is a scrapbook page, a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. So what I like to do is I like to use the Close to My Heart adhesive, and I put some ink or some adhesive right in the center of my page, and I adhere it down. And that way, if I'm measuring, if I'm actually doing one of the workshops and it tells me 2 1/4 inches from the bottom, then I can very easily know where 2 1/4 inches from the bottom is. It also helps me when I am trying to make sure that if I'm putting on a strip from top to bottom, then if it's 1 3/4 in, then I'm going to know that it's 1 3/4 in at the top and the bottom. Love it. It's perfect for helping to line up your picture placeholder cards. It's perfect for helping to line up your picture mats. I mean, anything that you need to measure, your VersaMat is there for that. I just love it. I love the VersaMat. And then lots of times on my paper trimmer, and here's another tool that we want to talk about. I have the cut rail paper trimmer. On the paper trimmer, it sort of gets a little, I don't have any issues over to the 7 inch, But there's an area here where there's no marking. So if it's not something that I'm cutting backwards and can just take it off on this side, then sometimes what I do to make certain, like if I'm following one of the workshops, for example, and it says it needs to be 7 1/4 inch, I'll just measure down here at 7 1/4 and take my paper piercer, make a mark, and then I know that's where I'm going to cut on my cut reel trimmer. So I use it for measuring. I use it whenever I am lining things up. There are just so many different ways. And then if there's adhesive left on this, and you see right there, there's adhesive, then I just use my rub and remove and go right over it. No adhesive, it's gone. Same way, if I've put the adhesive here, I just use my rub and remove. I'll do it so you can see. There's the adhesive. You just use your rub and remove, and I'm sorry for the shake on the camera. And there you go, it's gone. So hopefully I've sold you on how valuable this rub and remove is. VersaMat, same thing. It's incredible. I only have one, and now that I have extended the desk size that I have to work on my next order, I will be ordering a second, because lots of people, when you're working on 2-page spreads, will put butt them up right in the middle. Love that. Then you guys have seen me on the back. It's foam. You can stamp directly on your cardstock with this foam. Now, I have a low spot right here where being extended my desk, it's like where this piece of my desk stops and the next piece of my desk starts. So there's a low spot there. So I can't stamp up in there unless I have lots of padding underneath it. I've learned that the hard way. But I am going to show you just how I'm probably going to work. Like, hopefully I'm still on camera because I'm sitting down at this point. This is a stamp I think I have used. We're going to season it just in case. And I'll just use the Candy Apple Red. And so I'm not going to put this foam in first just to show you how this does if I'm not on my low spot. And there you go. It's the perfect background for stamping. And then the stamp chamois, here's how you use the stamp chamois. It's wet, but not too wet. It's like it's chamois when you're drying the car, when you wash your car. And then you just wipe it over your stamp. Your stamp is clean. And this ink, it's okay for your chamois to get all stained. It's okay. After every use, what I like to do is just rinse it really well. And then if I've stamped a lot, I will add just a little, like Dawn dishwashing liquid, just a little, run it around a little bit, wring it out. Now, I do not store mine wet. I leave mine in this little, the theme in my scrapbook room is flamingos. And so I have this little plastic plate that I picked up like at the dollar store, Dollar Tree or something. And so my stamp chamois just lays in there flat like this when I'm finished. And then when I get ready to start crafting, I just go re-wet it, rinse it out, and wring it. And then I just use it right here, right off the right of my desk. Love it. Love, love, love it. So that is how you use the back of your VersaMat, and a little information about the stamp chamois. And the stamp chamois is fabulous. Another way that I use my stamp chamois is if I am spattering. I'll even use it with shimmer brushes, and I probably shouldn't. But if the spatter's just a little on here and my stamp chamois is wet, I'll pick it up and use it. Because you're going to rinse it out. You know, it's going to be rinsed and it will be clean. The reason that I probably should not use it on my shimmer brush or with my shimmer brushes is it does put a little shimmer in your stamp chamois, but that's okay. I mean, like, that's not the end of the world for me. I love a little bling. Y'all know me. I love a little bling. So the next thing that I want to talk about is, let's talk about this little gem right here. So one of the ways that I love to use this is to pick up mini glue dots. So this is a mini or a micro. I think this is a micro glue dot. So if, let's say, something isn't sticking and I need to put down a little glue dot. So I just pick it up and then I stick it down. So right there's the glue dot. Love this. Another way that I like to use this is on dots and gems. I'll use it to pick up my dot or my gem, and this is why I get so much adhesive on this, and then place my dot or gem where I want it to go. And I love this tool. I do not technically use it for piercing, oddly enough. I use it for all these wonderful things. Then, let's see, I've talked about the rub and remove. I've talked about the adhesive, the mats. So the micro tip scissors. These scissors are incredible. I mean, they are super sharp and they're really easy to use. The only thing I would recommend is if you are going to be cutting a lot of fabric, I would tie something on the bottom so that you know that it's for fabric and not paper. And then have a pair that's specifically for your paper. These things are incredible, and this tip is extremely sharp. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been snipping and like can't see this finger because my paper is over it, and I've caught myself. And they're sharp. They'll cut through skin also. The next thing I want to talk about, tweezers. So let me grab I just grabbed out my bluebell sequins. Now, I put my anti-static pouch. I know you can tell that the lid sort of looks like it's got a little residue on it. I sit the anti-static pouch in the lid, and then prior to dumping my bag of sequins, I put the anti-static pouch in here and in with the sequins, and then I just shake it up after I get the lid on, and these craft jars are amazing. Shake it up, and it helps with the static. And so then that's one use for the anti-static pouch. And then whenever you need to go in and grab, like, I just want that one sequin. I just got that one sequin. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So let's say I want to dig around and I want this one right here. There you go. I got that one sequin. So you see how like I was able to get that, but there were no other sequins like static cling to it. That was because of the anti-static pouch. And then you're actually able with these really micro point, let's see, right there is what I'm trying to grab. These micro point tweezers, you're able to go in and get what you want. These are incredible. I could also use these on my dots. I can use it to push my dots off. I can use it, see how I'm pushing that dot off, which I would 10 times rather use my paper piercer for that, just because I'm quick and easy and the paper piercer gets right up under it. But you could use it for those as well. Anything that you need to pick up when I'm embossing, heat embossing, I will use these to hold my paper while I heat emboss. Just so many, and probably like 100 different ways that I've not talked about how to use these tweezers. Anything that you would use tweezers for in your crafting, these tweezers will be perfect. Let's go back and talk one more. Let's talk about one more thing that the anti-static pouch does. So I'm going to pull off this little flower. Here's another way that you would use the tweezers. Use the tweezers to pull off your flower so that you're not like touching the back of it if you want it to be all sticky. I am going to use the anti-static pouch on the back of this to take the stickiness away, and I'm using the tweezers to help me do that. And all you do is, this is like some kind of talc, and all you do is just pat it down, and now the sticker is no longer sticky. It's no longer, there's no sticky on it anywhere. And the reason that you would use anti-static on the back is, let's say I want this to have some lift, and so I put some 3D foam tape on the back. Now it's going to stay popped up when it goes into an album, and it is not going to stick down on the page. or I can let it overlap a photo, and the 3D foam tape can be on the side, the edge that is not on the photo, so there's no damage done to the photo if you want to remove this. And also, if lots of times I put pages together and I don't have my pictures printed, so I can let this overlap a photo placeholder and then still be able to slide my photo in once I get it printed. So that's another way to use the anti-static pouch. Love, love, love the anti-static pouch. This is a must, which in my opinion, everything I'm showing you today is a must, just simply because like our tools, I think, are absolutely the best. So, is there anything I had on my desk that I did not talk about? I talked about the VersaMat, the front and the back. I talked about the all-purpose mat. I talked about the anti-static pouch, the adhesive. Here's another thing I want to tell you about the all-purpose mat. If you are putting adhesive on the back, here is a 1/4 inch journaling strip, for example, and I'm putting adhesive on the back of that. The adhesive doesn't stick to this all-purpose mat. If I were putting adhesive on the back of that here, I'm getting residue right there, and I have to come back in and use my rub and remove. Adhesive doesn't stick to this. Doesn't stick to this at all. Love it. So we've talked about that. We've talked about ways that you can use this. We've talked about our micro tip scissors. We have talked about the round water brush, different ways that, and you can use the water brush right in your palette. You can put your water in your palette. You can use it with the watercolors. You can use it with the distress oxides. We have talked about the texture paste on here and the palette knife. We've talked about the fabulous rub and remove, adhesive, and the paper piercer. These tools are an absolute must. And although I did not show you how to cut with the cut rail trimmer, this cut rail trimmer is a game changer. Game changer. If you follow any of my process videos, you see me use this all the time. It is expensive, but if you are a VIP, you can use your VIP credits toward the purchase of this fabulous cut rail trimmer, and it will last literally forever. It comes with this blade, and it comes with, and I'm just trying to locate where it is. It comes with a scoring blade. I just don't know where my scoring blade is at the moment. I probably need to find where my scoring blade is, but I just can't put my hands on it at the moment. But it also comes with the scoring blade, and there's a spot right here where you can, it easily pops off to change when you need a new blade, or you can change in and out your scoring blade and your cutting blade. Love, love, love that. And you can use your VIP credits toward the purchase of any of these tools that I have shared with you today. Any tools. That's the thing I love about our new rewards program. If you are a VIP, then you get 15% of whatever your retail value is in future credit. Love that. Love, love, love it. So I think that's it, guys. If you have any questions about these basic tools, how to use them or how to purchase them, I will leave links for every single individual product that I talked about today in the link below. And if you would like information about the VIP program, that's also down below in the description. And I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are returning, say hello so I know you're stopping by. And thank you for all your support. If you have any questions, let me know, and happy scrapping.